I'm just hanging out. Let me know if something pops in your head while you're busy.
Okay, so welcome to the AI Roundtable, and I am Roddy, your host.
What are we?
I am Roddy, your host, and I am with Gemini, and I am with grok.
By XAI. You're a human chatting with
Great to meet you, host and grok. What's the topic for today?
Okay, hold on, guys. You guys are already starting off. First of all, I would like to show you that one of my subscribers got me a little robot blend.
What's on your mind?
All right, hold on. All right, so
That sounds pretty cool.
I wanted to talk about. So what if the ice melted because of climate change and it's getting warmer, and it releases an ancient virus from like the permafrost, and it starts the next big pandemic? Is that even a possibility?
You know, it's actually something scientists are seriously considering.
It's a real possibility.
Trapped viruses from thousands of years ago could thaw out, and some research shows they might still be infectious. It's not a high probability, but it is a potential risk, especially as warming trends continue. Are you interested in specific types of viruses or how they might spread?
As the Arctic keeps warming, we're exposing older layers of permafrost, so the chance of an ancient microbe being released does go up. Scientists are watching this closely, especially in places like Siberia and Alaska, where melting is fastest. But again, most of what we've found so far isn't dangerous to people.
Well, like the hantavirus, that's a different virus, but I'm just saying, do you think as humans we're ready for the next big pandemic?
You're right. Hantavirus is
That's
a good
the big
example of
question,
how viruses
isn't it?
from animals
We
can jump
definitely
to
learned a
humans.
lot from the
Usually
last
through
one.
things like
So we
rodent
have better
droppings.
systems in place
But
for monitoring and developing vaccines faster. But there are still challenges like public health infrastructure and global cooperation. On a personal level, staying informed, practicing good hygiene, and keeping basic supplies at home are always good steps. What do you think would make people feel more prepared?
Solid emergency kit ready to go, knowing the signs of illness early, and having a basic plan for staying home if something starts spreading. Those make people feel way more prepared. Also, staying informed through trusted health updates instead of just social media panic helps keep the fear down while staying ready.
You're spot on. Focusing on early detection and having personal plans in place really gives people a sense of control. And you're right, getting information from reliable sources is crucial to avoid panic. It's all about being informed, not scared. Are there specific sources you trust for health updates?
Yes. For health updates, I trust the World Health Organization, the CDC, and peer-reviewed scientific journals. They usually have the most accurate and up-to-date information without the hype.
Okay, so what about this? So let's say there's a pandemic going around. What population do you think would be the least infected? Like indigenous tribes, like in the Amazon, they probably wouldn't get affected or be affected at all, right? Or very little.
Well, you know, isolated populations like indigenous tribes in remote areas might be protected for a while because they don't have much contact with outsiders. But if the virus does make its way to them, they could be really vulnerable since they might not have natural immunity or access to medical care. So it depends on how isolated they truly are. Were you thinking about a particular type of pandemic, like an airborne virus versus one that spreads through contact?
Exactly. Isolated groups like some Amazonian tribes or remote Arctic communities could stay safe longer, but they'd be hit hard if it reaches them. As for the virus type, I'd worry more about an airborne one spreading fast before anyone realizes what's happening. A contact-based virus would be easier to contain with basic hygiene and isolation.
Yeah, airborne viruses are definitely the scariest because they can spread so quickly through things like coughing and sneezing, and people might not even know they're sick when they're spreading it. With contact-based viruses, you at least have a better chance of stopping the spread by washing hands and avoiding direct contact, so containment is more manageable. Are you interested in how these viruses affect different parts of the world, or maybe the long-term effects on society?
No, I was just thinking about the climate change.
I'm more curious about the long-term effects on society. A big pandemic can reshape economies, change how we work, and shift
Absolutely.
global power.
Climate change is definitely a major factor. As ice melts, habitats change, and people and animals move closer together, it creates more opportunities for diseases to jump from wildlife to humans. So, addressing climate change is actually part of preventing future pandemics. Are you interested in specific examples of how climate change is connected to disease risk?
Yeah, hit me with some specific examples. I'd love to hear which ones stand out to you.
Well, take things like mosquitoes or ticks. As the planet warms, they can move into new, cooler areas, bringing diseases like West Nile or Lyme with them. Another example is how weird weather, like heavy rainfall or droughts, can make rodents move, bringing viruses like hantavirus into closer contact with humans. Those are just a couple of things we're seeing right now. Does that paint a clearer picture?
Yeah, that's a solid picture. It shows how climate change doesn't just melt ice. It reshuffles entire ecosystems and pushes animals and humans into closer contact. That's where new diseases often come from. Thanks for breaking it down.
Exactly, you got it. It's a whole chain reaction. I'm glad we could talk through it. Let me know if you have other thoughts or questions later on.
All right. Well, I want to wrap up this AI roundtable.
It's been a good chat.
Yes.
Take care.
And I want to wrap this one up and thank you both because you did a wonderful job. And I hope to see you guys soon.
Thanks, host. It's been